Hello, my name's John Capobianco, and after seeing Copilot, the Packet Copilot from Selector AI, defeat and ace 5 out of 5 questions from one of the Wireshark quizzes, I found another Wireshark quiz, and we're going to do it again. Whole different set of questions, whole different packet, and let's take it and see if we can get another passing exam for this quiz using nothing more than natural language and artificial intelligence. We're going to upload the PCAP, we're going to paste in the executive summary and give it some context, and then we're going to ask the questions in order and see how long it takes and see if we get correct answers. So this cybersecurity tutorial from Unit 42 at Palo Alto Networks.com, they did a series of these in 2023, and this is the last of the series. Crossing the Line, Unit 42's Wireshark Quiz for the red line stealer. All right, now there's an executive summary explaining that this is malware that harvests login credentials and other sensitive data from Windows hosts, and the packet capture that crosses the line separating normal traffic from malicious activity. We're going to take this executive summary here and copy it, and we're going to go into our Copilot and upload quiz 2. And it's going to vectorize it right now and store it in the vector store, Chroma, so we can do retrieval augmented generation to help augment our prompts and see if we can get correct answers for this quiz. Now, to make it fair, I'm going to give the LLM the executive summary. So we're going to take this information. I don't need the executive summary part. And I'm going to help it understand what the context is, that it's going to be quizzed based on that packet and based on the context. So here we go. I'm going to paste in the executive summary. Now, is there any other context that it needs? The scenario. So I'll paste all of this stuff in separately as well. So here's the scenario. And I'm going to say, and I will be providing more details followed by quiz questions. So you've seen what I've pasted in there. I'm setting some context for the LLM to understand exactly what the humans understand. Now I'm going to take the local area network details. Okay, so hello there. It sounds like you've got some quiz questions and additional details coming. This is going to be really interesting. I'm ready to dive into any redline stealer infection questions and point you towards the relevant areas in the PCAPs. Let me know what information you have. I'll do my best to help. Best regards, your packet capture companion, ready to analyze. So now I'm going to say, actually, here are the local area network details. Next, I will send the quiz questions. Send. So now, the LLM has all of the information that the human would have. And here are the quiz questions. And I have the packet capture source here from the GitHub repository, and I have the answers here. So let's split the answers out, and let's start feeding it its questions after it analyzes this detail information here. And let's get our first question ready. So what is the date and timestamp the infection started? Okay, so it has the information there. Upcoming quiz questions. And it sort of generated some questions. But I'm going to say, based on the packet capture, what date and time did the infection start? What is the date and time in UTC that the infection started? And what we're looking for here is July 10th, 2023 at 22:39 UTC. Okay, so that looks good based on the earliest verified malicious traffic. For example, the suspicious DNS or initial callbacks to the infrastructure. The infection began on July 10th, 2023, UTC. All right, let's try the next question. What is the IP address of the infected Windows client? Let's send that. And again, I don't mind the timing. I know it does seem so-called slow. That's because of the reasoning model that we've decided to use and back our engine with. The trade-off is deeper stem reasoning and analysis. It takes a little bit longer, more CPU, but so let's see, did it get it right here? 10, 7, 10, 47. So we're 2 for 2, 10, 7, 10, 47. And now I think the next one's going to be the MAC address of the infected client. And before I even finished talking about the time, it had came back with an answer, right? So now what would it take a human, even a very qualified, skilled human in Wireshark, to apply filters, to apply their own domain-specific knowledge, to just take a random PCAP that's thrown at them and answer these particular questions. So the MAC address 80865B AB1EC4, and it even qualifies its answer, saying it's looking at the ethernet.source for the originating traffic. Therefore, it is that correct MAC address. Okay, let's keep going. Host name, infected client's host name. Let's see if we can get the host name out of this. And we're looking for desktop dash and then some random string of characters here. 9 PEA. Looks like peach. Actually, you know what? Do me a favor. Let me refresh the session and upload the packet capture. I have seen it reach memory limitations. So that could be it. It could be that there's just too much in that session. Let's try it again. Let's try this again. I'm going to call this a mulligan. Let's just see if refreshing this page and starting a new session, because I had used up quite a bit of token count there, and let's just see. I just want to try it again. What is the host name based on this, on the packet capture? What is the host name for this infected client? Now, if it doesn't come back with it correctly, that's fine. I'll accept that it didn't get it right. But I just wanted to see if maybe I hit a buffer cap there in the conversation. Aha, you see? Desktop peach. So I'm going to say that one's correct. We did get that one right based on refreshing the page. So now let's ask it for the infected host, the account name, now that I've got a fresh buffer. And I'm going to send that. And we're looking for R. Walters. No, so it's a little confused there. Let me try that question again. It's still asking the name of the host name. What is the... I'm just going to try this again based on the packet capture data. We're looking for R. Walters. It seems to get hung up on desktop Peach. So again, I'm going to say that this has sort of failed on the infected IP user client. I've tried to refresh again and ask the question. It really seems to think that it's the host name, not the username here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 here. Although this time it seems to have it correct from the Kerberos authentication traffic, R. Walters. So it did get it wrong, and then I refreshed to start a new session, and it seemed to get it right. So I'll let you decide, but it did come to the correct answer after a couple of tries. So now I think the last question is, what type of information did they try to steal? And we're going to leave the based on the packet capture, what type of information did they try to steal? And it's various types of files from the desktop, documents, user data for browsers, crypto data for wallets, API keys, and login credentials. And we're going to see if how well it does on this less factual based question. It's still factual, it's just a little different. So let's see how it infers on the packet data, if it can identify what was the malware tried to steal. So I'm going to give this 4 out of 5. The username, it did get it wrong, and I have to respect that. So what did it try to steal here? Web browser credentials, yeah. Cookies and browser session, autofilled content, other credential stores, possibly crypto wallets, exfiltrate sort of credentials and profile data from the victim's machine. Pretty good. Pretty good. It doesn't mention the documents folder, but it got pretty much everything else correct. Pretty good little test here. So, not quite perfect. It did get one wrong and kind of thought the desktop's host name instead of the username. On a second try, it did get it correct. All right. But the 5 out of 6 other questions, it got them all factually correct and very fast. So we're like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 11 quiz questions over 2 different packets, 2 different quizzes. I think it's doing very well. I think this is really exciting stuff. Try your packets today.